Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, December 21st, and here is a look at our futures. Quick note on the week that we are closed on Friday. The markets are closed, so it's a short week, meaning we're almost halfway through. Yay! It's kind of like hump day, a day early. All right. Like I said, it is Tuesday, December 21st. Our futures are pushing up, and we are coming right back here to that 50. We talked about, if you were in the room, about how this 50 is such an important line for us. And here it is again. It is a very important area of support, and we'll see if this proves to be some resistance. But overall, a really nice pushback today. After a fairly decent fight back yesterday, something that we noticed, especially if you were in the room, we talked about that although the market was a pretty good mess, when we went back and looked at the VIX, right, it melted most of the day. So that kind of gave us, the last hour or so, that gave us the indication that maybe we were due for a bounce today, and sure enough, that is exactly what we are getting. Now, is it a bounce or is it going to be a rally? We don't know that. Could it be short covering? Sure, it could be some of that. So we'll have to wait and see. Allow that first hour to set in, see what's happening underneath the hood there by watching the VIX and watching the tick to see the market, overall market participation. All of those things are little, very good clues or indicators as to what's going on in the market, even if your names aren't really feeling it. Whatever you're in might be lagging some of those other indicators. Okay, so here we are, as I said, pushing right back up to the 50. We're also getting participation from Bitcoin. Bitcoin pushing right back up to that 200. It's been hanging out, in this 200 to the point of control range for a couple of weeks now. We're looking for a, maybe continued squeeze here. We're getting ready to have a 3 come up over the 8. But what we want to see is a really nice squeeze and then the pop to the top side. So be careful on what you get into. I think these will get some really great day trades today, but maybe not swing trades yet. All right, real quick touch on Apple. Apple yesterday used the 20 beautifully, and we did get into this, or I did. And if you got into it with me, there'll be plenty of room here to take some profits right at the open. So my plan on this one is to take part at the open, take part of those profits, and then allow the market to set in and see if it continues on. So that's my plan here with Apple. And like I said, it gave us a very nice
NVTA, Apple Insider, new research claim.
Push here up on it. Speaking of Apple, very nice push here up off the 20, gave us a nice close. So overall, looking pretty good here in Apple. Now this morning, you can pretty much just throw a dart, hit an aim, and it's probably gapping up. So be very cautious. Again, use a very a plan to get in. Maybe you like to use a 5-minute opening range break, maybe a 30-minute, whatever that is, moving average crossovers. Don't just hop in willy-nilly, and expect in the first 5 to 15 minutes a lot more volatility as people take the profits from overnight, because there was quite a bit of buying as we went into the close yesterday. All right, but Apple is still looking good there. Okay, real quick, want to take a look at IBM. Kind of a fun little chart here. I kind of see not a perfect head and shoulders, but kind of, right? Inverse head and shoulders, rather. But more importantly, we came up, we touched into the gap, we retraced. Yesterday, we came in, pushing right back up. I like IBM here into the gap. So about 127.75, or you can wait for that 128 mark. It is below the 200, so lots of room to move up. But a nice little chart giving us a very nice fight back, and relatively pretty strong here throughout the most recent choppiness. I like the 130s. Now, these are all in January still, because an awful lot of these are not, there's just not the liquidity further out. So, take a look at that and see if those Januaries work for you. I'm not planning on holding these very long if I do hop in them, but IBM, the January 130s look good for a move into that gap. NVTA, a nice cheaper play here good for equity if you are interested in not playing options, just playing some of that equity. Nice line here at 1835, maybe 1840, somewhere in that area for a move through there, get through the most recent resistance. And then we do have at not just over 19, we have the fib line and the 34. So two different areas is anything over this 1830 or wait and hop in here at about the 1915 area on NVTA. And I like these at the NVTA. The 1750s have the most open interest right now. So we want to watch and see if there's something that builds there. Probably at the 20 is what I would be watching. Federal Express, I don't know about you, but Federal Express, UPS, they all seem to visit my house every day as we get closer to Christmas. But look at this trend line. This trend line, we've had it in here for a while. We gapped up over it the other day, came right back in yesterday and pushed down. This was on earnings. We came right back, pushed down to the trend line, and now we'll see if we use this for some support. Looking for a reversal trade here on FedEx. I like the 250s. Nike reported last night, and as we went into earnings, you can see that it looked like a hot mess. But coming into this morning, after their report, we are sitting at 162.68, so a nice gap back up here, right into this previous candle. So we'll look for a day trade only in Nike. The 165s is what I would be watching, and I would take that off of an opening range break. Mew also had earnings, and this one as well gave nice earnings. Big gap up. We're sitting at 88.83. You can see here that this right in that 87, 88 level has been quite an area of resistance. We've been chopping around here for a while, but we've now gapped right back above that and sitting at 89.02, just a smidge below the all-time high. Now, we did hit an all-time high in the pre-market, but we've now pulled right back into the top of this candle. And again, I would take this one off of an opening range break as well. Mew 90s, I would look for some others to move along with it. The other one I did set up here is NVDA. I like the 285s on this. Love we've been using that 50 here. And yesterday, although we opened and closed below it, we made a nice touch back up to it. So I'm looking for something over the 50 and for the 50 to hold. If we give up the 50, I would step aside and wait for it to set itself back up. But take a look at some of those other charts. AMD sitting right on the 50. XLNX, very similar. So you see the trend here. They all look very, very similar. ON actually in a bit better of a spot because it's sitting on the 34 versus the 50. But you can see these moving averages. So use those as your line in the sand. We do have a nice little squeeze getting ready to take place up here. We had one, it kind of popped out a little bit, but this getting ready to squeeze right back in ON semiconductor. So take a look at the semiconductor space. I mean, really, I'm not kidding when I said you can throw a dart. Pretty much everything is green, at least a little bit. A rising tide raises all the boats. So here we are. A lot of things moving, but that doesn't mean to throw all in. It means be very cautious, make your plays, and watch for that follow through. I would also take a look at some of those Bitcoin plays as well, see if we get a little bit of a reversal in those. And let's see, so hot. Maybe we take a look at some of these ETFs. Those are good ones. So Bitcoin and cryptos overall making a move here this morning along with everything else. But again, it all comes down to follow through. We want to see follow through. All right, that is it for me today. Oh, another quick note, with the shortened week, with the holidays, don't forget volume. Probably going to continue to dry up all week. So keep that in mind as you're making your plays. All right, that is it for me. I hope you have an awesome day. If you have any questions, Heather C. at GivingTreeTrading.com.